Arne yes, being technically at fault is one thing, but I don't know. That Brentford game, it felt like the players are trying to get Arne sacked.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of the Football Kaki. I am your host Helder and I'm joined by my fellow Kaki bros Paul and Ned. How are you guys doing?
It's good. It's good to be back.
This is good, man.
Yes, it's good to have Ned back, but it's unfortunate that his bringing him back has brought him absolute utter despair at this moment in time.
Terrible timing. Absolutely terrible timing.
Don't worry, bro. I give you time to analyze and rant later what's going on. But what's up with you?
I'm okay. Just living life as normal. Lots of stuff happening actually, but I shan't get into it. Nothing too crazy.
What about Bullet?
Oh, Bullet was good. I had the opportunity to book for the event. Bullet for my Valentine while she sleeps. I actually got the opportunity to escort while she sleeps to stage before they go on. Yeah, so that was fun.
I saw some of the videos that you and Rush put out, right? The energy in the place felt quite shook.
Absolute insanity, dude. Yeah. But wow, tiring ass show because it was just a lot of walking back and forth, and you know how big like Pasir Panjang is as a venue. Me and my higher Rush we clocked like 30k steps individually. I clocked 31, he clocked like 34 because it was just a lot of like back and forth within the big ass venue. So yeah, that was fun. My legs were chafed and I still had to go to the office next day, so that was fun.
So do you walk in like you have to purposely spread your legs wide open like as though just to avoid?
Oh dude, no, I just wore like compression pants to the office the next day. It was all good. Looks like a charm.
But were you exhausted or not?
Oh dude, terribly. I still don't know how I had the strength to go to the office the next day, but I did it. So that was fun.
Yes, all in the dedicated name of work and passion. So
yes, sir.
With that, right, boys, I got a question for everybody. Shall we talk about Liverpool today? Because today, as you can see, we have a few things that we need to talk about, which is Liverpool. The first and foremost thing, another loss on another Premier League weekend. They beat Frankfurt in the Champions League, yes, but they still lost. Which begs a lot of other questions because Arne Slot has made a lot of noise, which I will ask Ned on his opinion about. Next up, we also have some surprises at the top of the EPL. We have currently got Bournemouth and Sunderland in the top four, which is something I never thought I'd say. And then we're going to finish off with the Clásico. Just a few thoughts on the game. But I think since we're all together again, let's talk about the one thing that both of us have some sort of formality or commonly. Two of us don't like this club. One loves this club, Liverpool. Before we get into today's episode, we would once again like to say thank you to SG Watch Hub for sponsoring this week's episode.
So this episode of the Chit podcast is brought to you by SG Watch Hub, Singapore's one-stop platform for all things watches. Whether you're buying, selling, or just obsessed with timepieces, SG Watch Hub connects you to trusted sellers, retailers, and collectors so that you can find the perfect piece for your wrist.
But it's not just a marketplace. SG Watch Hub offers a full range of services from repairs, polishing, and strap replacement to protective films, watch winders, and authentication services, making sure your watch is always in top shape and 100% authentic. They also work with featured vendors like Goodman Luxury, Singapore's premier luxury watch retailer at Orchard Plaza, known for their professional watch protection film installation using high-end WSP films to keep your prized timepieces scratch-free and pristine.
And here's the exciting part. You can stand a chance to win a full protective film service from Goodman Luxury or $150 in cash through our Instagram giveaway with SG Watch Hub happening right now. Just follow the instructions below and stay tuned on the Chit podcast and SG Watch Hub's Instagram for more details.
Once again, a big thank you to SG Watch Hub for sponsoring this episode. SG Watch Hub, bringing the world of watches to your fingertips.
And now, back to the episode.
Me and Paul have talked about this last week because of the Manchester United and Liverpool match, right? Now it's time to come over to Ned, right? Bro, you all lost 3-2 to Brentford, fourth consecutive Premier League loss in a row, right? As a Liverpool fan right now, and after the performance that you've seen against Brentford, right? What are your thoughts?
I think at least with the Chelsea Crystal Palace games, you could see there was like a glimmer of hope. Like there was something there, like maybe like Arne Slot was just having a bad day tactically.
Yeah.
I remember like in an earlier podcast I mentioned that usually last minute winners are a sign of a fitter team.
Yep.
Not necessarily a better team, but one that's more fit. I think that was the case with those two games. With the United game, can't really say that because I think Arne Slot just got it terribly wrong. And surprisingly enough, I was expecting us to not do that well versus United, considering that Arne Slot has a terrible track record with Portuguese managers. I don't know if anyone has actually realized. Yes, he beat Ten Hag's United pretty easily. But once Emery had come in, we drew 2-2 with him. We didn't do very well versus either of our Fulham matches. We lost one and we actually drew one of our Fulham matches. Yeah, just generally, if noticed, Arne Slot has a terrible track record with Portuguese managers. For some strange reason, but that's besides the point. Oh yeah, most famously, Nuno Espirito Santos foresight that season struggled, lost one, drew one. But yeah, I kind of went in not really expecting anything out of that United game. Definitely didn't expect to lose, but yeah, that's besides the point. With that Brentford game, unfortunately, I saw nothing redeemable about that side. I'm really not gonna lie to you. I don't think it's any like one person's fault.
Yeah.
Arne Slot has just got it terribly wrong again. He made the changes over the weekend for the Frankfurt game and it worked out great. I have no idea why he decided to revert back to the same team, the same squad as the Chelsea loss. This is probably also like one of Ekitike's worst performances in the Liverpool shirt, which I hope it's like one of like not many to come, but unfortunately it has happened. Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on in Slot's head right now. I understand that he has a couple of injuries in Isak and his favorite Gravenberch. I'm pretty sure some of the saves, like easily Alisson could have saved. Yeah. Especially that first like United goal, easily Alisson should save that. But
yeah,
it is what it is. Injuries part of the game, and it's on Arne Slot to adapt to it. Arne Slot, yes, being technically at fault is one thing. But I don't know, that Brentford game, it felt like the players are trying to get Arne Slot sacked. Like, they play like they're trying to get the manager sacked. I have no idea what's going on. Even our golden boy this season, Dominic Szoboszlai, hasn't had the best of games in that Brentford game. Yes, he was one of the better players, but unfortunately, just still not a good enough game for him. That Salah goal, I hope, is a sign of things to come and a sign of things for Salah to turn things around. It was a very jammy goal, I'm gonna be real. It was nice, but unfortunately it's a very jammy goal, so I'm not gonna put too much weight onto that and not gonna hold too much over Salah and hoping that things turn around with him. I hope it does, but entirely counting on it. But yeah, this is probably one of the worst performances. I saw no redeeming qualities, I'm not gonna lie. And even in the post-game interview with Virgil van Dijk, by the way, in Liverpool shirt, has lost 2 Champions League finals and has lost the Premier League title twice by 1 point. I've never seen him look that dejected in his like Liverpool career before, and he has experienced like these 2 things, these 4 things happening. I've never seen him so upset and disappointed. So that's just my 2 cents on the matter.
Paul, any thoughts on Liverpool's performance against Brentford?
Bro, Brentford played like the classic 2008 Stoke City, bro. They keep spamming the Coyotes long throw, which worked like a charm for them, because any chance they have, right, they will get the towel and clean the ball, and then they just like bombard it into the goal, which actually led to their first goal. Right from the get-go, right, their objective was to make Liverpool as uncomfortable as they could, just keep disrupting play for throw-ins, play for set piece, which eventually worked. And then you could tell Liverpool was like super frustrated, not being able to like string passes, not able to like do things the way they want, and then like doesn't really help that your wing like Kirkes is like not performing again. But even though he scored a late goal in the first half. Other than that, the midfield was a bit weak in Jones, and then there was no Gravenberch. Ekitike wasn't performing, Salah wasn't performing, Wirtz wasn't performing. So it was a bit of a misfire from their front three yet again.
Yeah.
As compared to like the United game. And then what can I say about the not having Alisson in goal again? It's like definitely a big loss, and then now in the blink of an eye they have lost 4 games.
I do agree in a sense whereby watching the Liverpool's performances, right? I don't know whether is it a lack of confidence or is it dejection, right? But they just look off pace. And like to me, one thing I can see which I found obvious, which looks like to me just a low of confidence, right, was when I think it was Brentford's second goal, then Konate let the goal scorer run by, right? And then usually defenders they will run all the way, right? But you could see towards the tail end, Konate just gave up, then he let the goalkeeper deal with it. There was no shout, nothing. It was just more like, okay, I'm just gonna let you go. And then Mamadashvili, he just totally jumped onto the opposite direction. Like he he did like what I thought Onana would do in the sense that instead of holding position, he just jumps the opposite way. I want to ask Ned this question in a sense where, is this a side effect of what Slot's comments about long balls and it's coming to a point, or is it just more to do with there's a lack of unity within the team, or just more or less them just getting used to one another? Is this growing pains? So is it lack of unity? Is it growing pains, or is it just more like comments from the manager that is affecting the players?
Personally, for me, I think it's maybe a factor of all three things. Maybe less so the comments from the manager. Arne Slot has been known to be very blunt. Yeah, and that's his managerial style. That's from the get-go. Like, he will explain to you, he will beat you, and then he will explain to you how he beat you.
Yeah,
like it's just the way he does things, which was part of his charm. And I can understand that, yes, it may be off-putting to some with how blunt he is, but that's just Dutch bluntness for you. Like, you see enough interviews from Dutch people, like, you know how blunt they can be. I think it's more so the growing pains. Like, it has to get worse before it gets better. You swap out half the squad. Yes, I know the money spent is going to be a very big topic. A lot of people are coming in with the expectation that you spend so much money, they have to get the ground going. But you replace half your team, you are bound to come into like some problems.
Yep.
I think they brought it out a few times. The loss of Diogo Jota is still hurting them a lot, especially the regulars, the mainstays that have stuck with this team after the transfer window ended. I think one more factor affecting them is maybe there is some question marks to Arne Slot's tactical choices. Kerkez was one of the best bomb forward left backs, pretty much like a younger version of Robertson, where he was still at Bournemouth. But now Arne Slot is sort of playing him like a third centre back, which is kind of not really making sense because he wasn't. I mean, don't get me wrong, he was decent. He's decent defensively, but he's not, like a profile of like a third centre back that can so happen to play at left back. He likes to bomb forward. He likes to help and overlap the left winger and try to create chances from all the way on the left flank, the left side of the touchline. So, not sure what's happened there. I think if I were to pinpoint it, it would be that PSG game. Because Arne Slot, I don't know, you can tell he's sort of obsessed with that PSG game, like how it's like, the best tactical match of his life. He's constantly said it. I think he's grown a little bit obsessed with the idea of trying to recreate that PSG side, which he doesn't really need to, because his own tactical ideas, like when they played PSG, Luis Enrique, even on like the Ballon d'Or night, the Ballon d'Or stage when PSG won Team of the Year, Luis Enrique has said, like that Liverpool side was still like easily like the hardest team he had faced with that PSG team. Before or after the Liverpool match, he did mention that whoever who won the match would have gone on to win the Champions League, and they did They did so eventually. So I'm not sure what Arne Slot is thinking of right now. I'm still not very convinced on people who are shouting like Arne Slot out. Like, this guy is not Erik ten Hag. He actually won something, like won the Premier League in his first season. Yeah, exactly. So I think he's deserved at least that much grace and that much time to figure out exactly what the hell is going on, especially when they've thrown the kitchen sink at him this season, where he's got the full like treasure chest, the full treasure chest to spend around with, whereas when Erik ten Hag was given that, he bought Manuel Ugarte. Look, I'm not convinced on Slot out yet. I do think there has to be, I'm less Arne Slot out, I'm more Arne Slot, please fix this, because this cannot go on any longer. But yeah, just my 2 cents on that. I'm not completely giving up hope on this Liverpool side, because we do have bad seasons where we can go on to still do like, crazy things, like not to toot our own horn again, but that 0405 our fourth Champions League, our fifth Champions League trophy, basically. 0405, yes. Performance shit in the league, didn't even finish in top 4, still won the Champions League somehow. Anything can happen, let's be real. I think our Champions League form is okay. I mean, even last year, PSG hit a bad run of form until Christmas, like 1st December, where they clicked and then they started annihilating teams. Because it was an adjustment period where they had lost Kylian Mbappe, so things has to get worse before they get better. So I'm just hoping for the best that things get better soon.
Agreed. Paul? I'm going to divert away from Liverpool. Going to ask you, right? Any thoughts on Brentford's performance?
Bro, I think considering the fact that they already beat like quite a few number of teams, actually, I think it's not that bad. Yeah, they beat United, they beat Liverpool, they barely lost to City, and then they drew with Chelsea. So I think it's quite a good run of results for them, considering that they lost like quite a bit of our players. Like they lost Mbuemo, they lost Thomas Frank, but they have like Kevin Kelleher, right, and Jordan Henderson. So I think it was in a way, I saw a meme actually, of like Henderson beating Liverpool in Brentford team. Then they played the video of Shawn Michaels' Shoot You Music, Ric Flair. Like the meme, like, it's like, yeah. So I think it's quite funny, but then considering the fact that now I think they look so much better now than they were maybe like 5 games in when they were, I think, like close to the bottom of the league.
Yeah.
I think now they're like 11th place with 13 points, and then like same number of goals scored, same number of goals conceded.
Yeah.
So pretty much healthy as compared to like 5 games ago. Yeah. I think.
Yep. I agree. I think for me, I look at it more in a sense where, as a game against Liverpool, right, they did what generally you would do against Liverpool, which is basically try to win the second ball, try to press, force the defense into making mistakes, and basically take your chances lah. Definitely, if you compare both teams, Brentford definitely had more chances overall. I looked at it, but you can see both as a picture, right? You can see one team that is building confidence and another one that is losing confidence. And it's very apparent, you can see in the body language, because Virgil van Dijk gave away a very stupid penalty, honestly.
Honestly, I don't even think that was a pen.
It's like, okay, like for me, if you were to compare the pen that should have been in versus the pen that was given, right? Like if you were to compare the Ahmad one, right? Ahmad one's more of a pen than the Van Dijk one. Van Dijk one, just kicked the ball, just so happened the boot clattered the other guy's leg. Small mental errors like that, right, essentially will compound over time, right? And then Van Dijk and Kake still got their problems, which I don't really understand. I don't know. Before I move on to the next portion, right, Ned, you got any comments on Van Dijk and Kake?
No, not particularly. I think it's just, like you mentioned earlier on, growing pains of getting used to playing with each other. I think Kake is still young, still a bit brash. You can tell he's a bit of a headless chicken when he gets the ball, especially up front. Which is a very far cry from his performances last season, how confident he was going forward and trying to bomb and get the assist. So we'll see how. It's a completely different team, different environment, and he has to work harder in gelling together. I think this is one of the moments where we are very lucky to still have our vice captain Robertson to hopefully guide the younger Kirkes and hopefully help him in his transition to being, the next Liverpool starting left back.
Yeah.
Because it's going to happen. I mean, we spent good money on him, so it's obvious that the people upstairs, like Michael Edwards, see something in Kirkes to replace in terms of the style that Robertson leaves behind.
Yep. But I still think you need another centre back because Konate ain't it.
Definitely, we need another centre back.
You need a centre back.
Yeah, that injury to Giovanni Leone did not do anything good for our season. It's very unfortunate. He put a great 50 minutes in only to tear his ACL.
Yep.
So,
I mean, it's sad lah. So, and then the Magehi transfer happened.
Yeah,
supposed to happen, but it
didn't happen. More like
it was supposed to happen, but it didn't happen. So, But moving on, let's continue on other parts of the Premier League. Brentford underdog beating Liverpool, but they're currently at the top 4. There are 2 underdogs there, which honestly brought me into a very, very big win or hit spin of surprise, right? I think the only person that probably can say I told you so was Ned, because I put Sunderland quite far down at the bottom.
Both of you put Sunderland 20th in your predictions. I was the only one.
I put 20th. Paul put 17th.
Okay, regardless, y'all put them relegation candidates. I was the only one who believed that this team could stay up, and I was damn right. What the hell? Are they 3rd or 2nd now?
Okay, so currently, right, this is the top 5 at the moment. The top 5, right, is Arsenal's first, Bournemouth, Tottenham, Sunderland, City. Bournemouth is 2 points ahead of City with 18, then Spurs and Sunderland at 17, United and City at 16. How on earth did Bournemouth get 2nd and how did Sunderland get 4th? To me, I don't understand.
Look, man, Sunderland, actually, when you really think about it, they were the highest spending Premier League team last season. In the transfer window. When you spend £200 million on transfers, you better be getting your money's worth for it. You think about it, almost 4 years ago, they were in League One. They were League One for one season, they made it back up, and they spent a few years in the Championship. And considering they finished 6th last year, they made it through playoffs, through a miracle goal. That's crazy, Yeah, but Sunderland's recruitment has been absolutely insane. No one believed me when I said Granit Xhaka could essentially carry a Premier League side by himself. I don't get the idea that him doing so is very like far-fetched, you know. Like, yeah, his form at Arsenal was like shit until like maybe like his last season or his like final two seasons. Like, Arsenal fans hated him, and like I don't know if like people remember him. Like, people gave him so much.
They give him quite a lot of slack.
Yeah. Then he went to Bayer Leverkusen and he just turned into a completely new person. You know, he went invincible with the German club. Like, yeah, granted, it's like Germany, it's like Farmers League, unless you assemble a super team. But like, he 100% had the chops to be able to captain the side, to do like great things. I think Sunderland did a very good job in their recruitment this season, and it's why I had them finishing 12th, which is still very possible because there could be a drop off in form. But oh my goodness, the recruitment has been amazing from this Sunderland side.
Yep.
I'm not saying that they're a joy to watch. I still think they play like a championship side, and it's not very particularly enjoyable to watch. But my goodness, are they very effective at what they do? Yeah, I don't know about you guys. Sunderland has always been my like soft spot team.
Oh really?
Like, yeah. Sunderland has been like my soft spot team for a while now, especially like you know, like trying to do like a career mode like in FIFA of like,
like
League One. Yeah, then it's like, oh look, like fallen like Prem Giant, like let's get them back up. So yeah, ever since then, Sunderland's been like a very like soft spot team for me personally, and it's good to see them like do well, even though my main team is not doing very well at the moment. But yeah, another team that we should be talking about is Bournemouth. Goodness, Bournemouth in second, and people are giving us stick for celebrating like us beating them 4-2 at the start of the season, you know. Goodness. Yeah, Antoine Semenyo is on fire right now. What the hell are they feeding him? I don't even know who they lost in attack last season. I think their attack was pretty much like almost the same, right?
Defense, and Zabani, right?
They lost Huijsen, Zvani, they lost Kirkes to us. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like, Kirkes' replacement is doing tons better than him, and he was cheaper too. But that's what Bournemouth do. I mean, the recruitment has always been smart. Like, we got Richard Hughes from them. Like, I think that tells you everything about like this Bournemouth project. Yeah, I mean, they learned a lot. I think their turning point was definitely Liverpool spanking them 9-0 with Scott Parker as manager. And thank God they moved on from Scott Parker because, oh my goodness, abysmal. I mean, he did beat Wolves just recently, but yeah, this Bournemouth project is going crazy considering like they were just promoted from Premier League like what, 3-4 seasons ago? Absolutely insane stuff from Bournemouth.
Paul, thoughts on Bournemouth and Sunderland in their position? I don't think anybody expected this.
Okay, in a way, before the start of the weekend, one would assume that City and Liverpool would have won their games.
Yeah.
So if that had went through, then Bournemouth and Sunderland would just be slightly just outside of the top four.
Yeah.
Which is still a remarkable feat. It's just that I think nobody expected City, Chelsea, and Liverpool to lose all in one weekend. So I don't know how this is how football is lah. You know, like things can change overnight. You know.
Yeah.
I think like just like last month, right? Everyone was saying Amorim out. Now like the views of him is like changed 180 already, you know. Like, and then I'm like looking for people who said like what Amorim out like 1 month ago, you know. And then now they're like supporting him. Yeah, it's insane lah, bro.
Bro, I always say this, right? I don't care what happens, right? Like if you were to lose 36 games, right? As long as a United player or fan beats Liverpool, right? It's like that, I don't care anymore already.
Yeah.
You all got to beat Liverpool. So I think now it's just the fact that people change the gauge, right? It's because he's the first manager to beat Liverpool at Anfield.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty much the gauge.
Yeah. Other than that, I think Bournemouth, like what Nate has said lah.
To be fair, the last one to do it was Van Gaal.
has been quite sick.
Was it Van Gaal the last one to do it?
Yeah, the last one.
Yeah. He was.
Van Gaal.
The last time we won at Anfield, right, was that Wayne Rooney goal, you know.
Yep.
And that was like before I went in.
Damn.
Damn, yeah. Just like you know,
What was I
just reveal my
doing,
age.
I was in Sec 3, I think.
Yeah, so it's crazy times. I think we are in this similar situation where Liverpool was last year, where Arsenal are like starting to run away soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and then sooner or later in the blink of an eye, the second team will not be able to catch, you know, come like Christmas. Like how it was last year, you know, like it's out of reach already.
At the end of the day, it's Arsenal's league to lose now.
Yeah.
100%.
If Arsenal win the league, right? Oh my goodness, I'll never hear the end of it. If
Book
Arsenal
your holidays in May.
if Arsenal lose this league, right? Oh my goodness, the torture for all Arsenal fans.
I heard
No,
Bali
you see,
is nice in
it's
May.
only like
Did you say Bali? Did you say Bali?
Yeah.
Go for like 2 weeks.
I haven't even
switch off
reached the
social
point
media.
where I felt that okay, it's just to lose already. You know, it's like I still believe it's not even 10 games yet, and then a 5-point lead has already been established. So I feel that once we see maybe Arsenal play City, Arsenal play Liverpool, which they already lost, yeah, then we will have a clearer picture lah. Come maybe the middle mark of the season.
I mean, they've got to play Spurs, Sunderland, Chelsea in November
Spurs
towards
are not
December.
beating this Arsenal side.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be very real with you. Spurs are not beating this Arsenal side. I think realistically, the only ones who could do it are like the smaller teams. Like I fully expected Crystal Palace to get something out of Arsenal because Arsenal really didn't do that well against Crystal Palace. But I think then again,
the only saving grace for them is they only conceded 3 the entire season. So I think the defense is still a bit stubborn, you know. So
but I mean, then again, it was like us last season. Like sometimes we would not have the best of games, but we get the result somehow. I feel like I'm getting the same vibes from this Arsenal side, which is why I think I'm willing to like say, it's their league to lose at this point right now.
Agreed. I think right now at this moment in time, we are still early days. We are still currently only going to November and December. I think give it probably maybe during the December period, we'll kind of clear up who's in the title picture or not. Because currently the table is quite close. It's just that probably when's the fall off for certain clubs. So we shall see what's going to happen. Moving over from England to Spain, let's talk about the El Clásico. Real Madrid 1-2-1. A lot of controversy. Mbappe got a goal disallowed because according to VAR, he was offside even though there was a hand in front. Which I want to ask, right? So if a hand is in front of a player, is that considered offside or not? Because according to VAR, it looked like Mbappe was onside, but they said that the Barcelona player's hand was in front, but according to it, they don't count the hand, they count the foot.
I don't know. I feel like referees just need a more consistent reference point.
Yep.
Because it's been all over the place. Like Champions League is a different set of rules. La Liga is a different set of rules. Prem is a different set of rules. Who knows?
So I think there's no actual direction for offside rule unless it's in the World Cup, right? That really follows the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, World Cup also like probably like different set of rules. Look, to me, that hand in front the goal should have been given.
Yeah, I agree.
Simple. That's for me too. Yeah, that's in my opinion at least. I don't know like what the La Liga referees are thinking about. No one watches La Liga anyways. No, I'm joking. This is the only match that they watch from La Liga. I will be real with you. No one is watching Real Vallecano versus Valencia. Who the hell is watching that at 3 a.m. in the morning? No
everybody
one,
only wants to watch Clásico every single
Everyone only wants to watch Clásico and maybe like an Atletico, like Madrid derby or Atletico Barca.
Real Madrid got 3 goals disallowed. Marcus Rashford had an assist. Pedri got his first red card ever, and there was a brawl at the end of the game. I don't understand. Like, what was the issue that was there? I know Yamal did a lot of talking before the game, right?
Yes, it was that. The first person all the Madrid players were looking for were Yamal. Then Yamal was like, let's go in the tunnel, let's settle it, let's go. To me, I don't know. That just means El Clásico is back. We're finally getting storylines out of it, and it's finally like interesting to watch again. It's rather than, what I feel it's been for like the past 2 seasons where it's just like 2 really good teams going back and forth at it, and it's just Madrid winning at the end of the day. I feel like this angle for Clásico is infinitely more interesting. At least to me. I feel like football always needs some like controversy and some like venom to it. Because it's ultimately at the end of the day, it's the storylines you watch for. As much as the football is fun, it's also storylines that keep it interesting.
Yep. I think it's also because, right, like the loss of big characters is no longer there anymore already. Last time, old Clásico had very strong and big characters, regardless whether it was the Ronaldo era or like the Zidane era. There were a lot of big characters on both teams. Yesterday, I think for me, right, before I move over the ball, right, it was more interesting because it kind of looked like Real Madrid was just better as a totality. It just feels like the game got away from Barcelona sooner or later because the fact that Real Madrid had 3 goals disallowed, 3, and like all were like offside. So it's like they could have easily scored at least 4 or 5. Overall, at the end of the day, Clásico is back, yes. But I also do find, right, that the stories are not as interesting. I find that, I don't know, it might be me, right? I asked Paul, right? I find the stories a bit petty.
Bro, I will always, like, ever since Mourinho said this, right, I will always go back to what he said. He says, Barca have no, like, ambition. Their ambition is Real Madrid. Is to, like, legit just get on Real Madrid's nerves. Like if you know, I don't know if you all watch during the Messi versus Ronaldo era, right? When Cruyff passed away, right, at the Camp Nou, you know how the moment of silence was so like important for a legend like Johan Cruyff. It's like they were more interested in booing Cristiano than like respecting their own legend. That in totality sums up Barcelona fans. Like even until now, right? It's like they are more interested in what Real Madrid will react to them. You know, like anything they do right is to piss Real Madrid off.
Yep.
Like even like Yamal, all this when we score goal, let's make fun of Real Madrid. Their ambition is always Real Madrid. Whereas like Real Madrid, you know, they have a bigger mindset. I know they always go for like the Champions League glory.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So like what you said, the pettiness it has always been here, and I feel it will not like go away for a very, very long time. Especially when it comes to like Barcelona and Real Madrid, you know. It's like last time when they had Ronaldinho, Henry, all this, right? It's still okay. But then when they start to go to Busquets, Xavi, Iniesta, Pedro, right? That's where the pettiness went on to another level. But then now they have like Rafinha and Yamal who does like interviews before the El Clasico to saying that Real Madrid always complains about referee, you know, that they always win because like Barcelona players always win because they don't cry.
Of all the clubs that you want to talk about, right, Barcelona got the most refereeing scandal. So
I mean they have proof that Barcelona have been paying like the referees association for like 10 years, right? Yeah, so yeah, let's not get started on Barcelona and referees lah, okay?
Then what do you want to say? I know you got something to say.
I have a lot of things to say. Firstly, Visca Barca. Secondly, look, when it comes to storylines, right, you're not going to start off the story with like, oh yeah, Luis Figo betrayed Barcelona to go join. No, it doesn't start like that. What? Okay, I took a class in poly called the Art of Storytelling. I understand that you have to build up certain things, and in order to build it up, a spark needs to start lah. It needs to start from like some stupid like petty incident. Oh, Yamal said this about Real Madrid players. Then Real Madrid players after the match, even though they won, the first person to look for was like Lamine Yamal. Then one thing leads to another, and then big things happen. It doesn't start. I mean, it's been a while since we had a genuine storyline starting from a Clásico. Like when was the last time you could really recall something? Like it's been dry for a while, especially like since like Messi, Ronaldo left. Like Real Madrid, yes, they've been taking up all the glory, winning Champions League, winning league titles as much as they can. But it's a start. It's something I don't feel it's right to say, oh yeah, it's like too petty. Like it used to be like biggest drama. Yeah, you remember the biggest dramas because there was a build up. It didn't go straight into it. There was a small build up from here. You know the history. Then this happens and it's like all crazy and what. So yeah, just give it some time. I think with the characters like they have now on this team, Real Madrid like have Vinny, Real Madrid, Kylian Mbappe, all these stronger characters. Now like Barcelona have like Rafinha, Barcelona have Lamine Yamal being the biggest like shit talker of all time. You got like Wozniak, Szczesny just laughing from the bench at everyone. Wait, was he playing? I don't even remember. Yes.
He saved the penalty.
Yes, Szczesny just laughing at everyone because it's Szczesny. He goes out, he saves a couple of goals, he lets in a couple of goals, and then he goes back to the dressing room and smoke. That's just Szczesny for you. So I think it's returning. I do think you have to give it some time before
it goes full blown.
It goes full blown. I think it's a good start. Like as much as like animosity is bad and like violence is bad, but like in football you kind of need some of this, but you do need it to like build up for a short amount of time. Because let's be real, even the Luis Figo saga, it took at least a year before it like reached its peak, where like Figo eventually joined Real Madrid, and then even then it wasn't its peak because they didn't even play him against Barca in like the first year. And the second year he was allowed to play, but he wasn't allowed to take like throw-ins. Then on the third year, then you saw the videos of him doing throw-ins and getting like shit thrown at him, getting boos, getting spat at. Yeah, it takes a while. It definitely takes a while to build up. So I think let's give it the patience that it deserves, especially for a fixture like this.
Yep, I agree. I always think that a Clásico is one of the most hostile fixtures that I can ever remember in the past. But we shall see. Real Madrid won. That's all I care about. I really don't like Barcelona. Everybody that knows me, I hate Barcelona to the core. Like I can't stand Barcelona.
Yeah, I just feel it's more hostile at the Camp Nou rather than
the
Bernabeu.
Yep, I agree. But hopefully Real Madrid shuts them up at the Camp Nou. So moving on, right? I think guys that we have come to the end. I'm just gonna ask you guys for something simple. Predictions for your own team's game. Man United is playing Nottingham Forest, and Liverpool is playing Aston Villa.
Bro, just make it 5 in a row. Make it 5 lah. Perfect 5.
I think we'll draw 0-0.
He went for the same route.
I think we'll draw 0-0 against Villa. I don't know. You notice Villa is like going through like a goal drought right now. Like yes, they got that one lucky goal against like Man City from like Matthias Cash, a Polish the Polish right back.
And, the freedom fighter got double substituted.
Double substituted. He substituted on the substituted off.
Poor thing. You know, have you heard like the recent drama that's been going around him right now? Just as like a sidetrack.
Since when is he not surrounded with drama?
No, like this one's like quite serious. No, apparently like he was like dating this rapper named like Ruby Rose. Apparently like she's involved in like some prostitution ring, and like he engaged in that prostitution ring. So that's why right, Ruby Rose is at like Stamford Bridge. That's what happened. Apparently he owes the pimp money because the pimp has gone public with it, and now like all these like American like rappers are like, oh shit, like, you know, Americans are gonna view like Chelsea like shit because like they're the club that Jadon Sancho was at where he didn't pay her the money. So that was apparently what was going on at the time.
Since when she's not embroidered in scandal, but I don't want to talk about the freedom fighter anymore because his freedom really got no benefit on.
Bro,
Okay.
If he continues like that, he's gonna come back to us.
I want to talk about another freedom fighter actually in Harvey Elliott.
Harvey Elliott.
Unfortunately, I have no idea why Villa gave him the number 9. We sold him to Villa for 35 million on transfer deadline day. He left to go for more playing time. But against Man City, he wasn't even on the bench.
That's great. That's mad.
Oh.
Unless he was injured or something.
No, he wasn't. He was fully fit.
I think right, like at the end of the day, you don't know how good you have it until you're not there anymore.
Exactly. I think he would have done well if he would have gone to Leipzig as like Xavi Simons' replacement, like Leipzig initially wanted.
But I feel that it's two different scenarios because at least Harvey Elliott, right, you can see that he tries to play football. Jadon Sancho just wants to get out there but keep the bag, and he currently just cannot do anything.
No, 100%. It's just people who want to leave for more playing time, which I understand from Harvey Elliott. Like, it would be bad for his development if he were to stay at Liverpool as just a constant super sub. But again, you think about the project that Aston Villa has. You think about Unai Emery. Harvey Elliott is not an Unai Emery player, bro. He's 100% not. You compare like the two number 10 profiles that Emery has in Morgan Rogers, and then you compare Harvey Elliott. They're like almost two completely different number 10s.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's unfortunate, but that's just how football is.
Okay. Last one. Paul, prediction. Nottingham Forest, Man United, right? And will the United strength guy get one more win closer to cutting his hair?
Bro, we're playing the Sean Dijk, right?
You're playing Sean Dijk, Nottingham Forest. We just lost.
Yeah, we're gonna get a full long ball experience, bro. So I think, and it's an away game. So I think it'll definitely be tough.
Yep.
Sorry. Yeah, it'll be a tough game, but I think, that's not our whatever I predict will always go wrong. So. I shall have no predictions for this game. I think I just want to see. Yeah, but I think like what you said, I think 2 more games and then the guy can finally the poor guy can finally cut his hair.
Yeah, 2 more. Look, you know, right? Like I'm waiting to a point where I think that his hair will actually grow to like, you know, the Kingsguard, the soldier got the black hat.
The tin soldier, right?
The tin soldier.
It looks like that. Bro. It's getting to that. It's getting to that point already.
I do believe that when the day comes, right, United have something in it for him, because they have already been in like contact with him, you know.
Yeah,
they're like commenting on his social media. So eventually, when the time comes, right, they will definitely throw him in to like do some marketing video.
Because it's free publicity for the club.
No, it's free publicity. No, it's free publicity.
It's funny,
right? But can you imagine, right, the day that he actually does cut the hair, he has to broadcast that thing either live on a video.
In the middle of like Old Trafford. Yeah, and then they film it.
I heard at the end of the project he's like donating his hair for like charity
or something like that, right?
Great, honestly.
Hopefully. But we shall see. All right. So that is it for this week's episode of the Football Kaki. All right. So that is it for this week's episode of the Football Kaki, brought to you by the Chit Podcast Network. Now, for those of you who are tuning in, we just want to say thank you, and we hope you continue to watch our other shows, which are the Copy Bros every Monday, where we have some fun interviews lined up for you. And if you do like the news in a brand new way and brand new form and like to have some laughs, we do have the Loud Tales podcast every Friday, where we come together and talk about news in a different way. So with that, Nat, Paul, anything else to add before we head off for this week?
Nothing much. I'll see you guys next week because I still owe you guys one more episode. So
hey, don't say that out loud, can. Okay, no, there's no Champions League. It's Cup week.
Oh, okay.
Cup week,
I think that's
it's
good.
Cup week because United are the thing. That's what you forgot. So with that, have a great week ahead. See you all soon. Bye bye.